Hello all there. This is a quick debugging video in case you are facing problems in connecting or upgrading the ESP8266 programs, and I'll guide you through. We'll follow steps and we'll debug the problem. And the moment we start, right, if we are not confirmed or if we are not sure about the problem, we have to achieve two different things. Number one, let me tell you about the quick configuration first. Now this reset button is very essential in order to fire, because this ESP device is not using any serial port, right? So since serial port is not available, we have to use the serial port of Arduino. The first thing we are going to do, connect RX of the Arduino and TX of the Arduino to RX and TX of the ESP8266. And right, in order to deactivate the ATmega chip of Arduino, you have to bypass Arduino. So connect the reset of Arduino to GND of the Arduino board, right? And others are normal CHPD or EN plus 3.3 volts of the power regulator, and the general supply 3.3 volt. GND is connected to GND and GPIO 0 is connected to GND, and this is where we are enabling the programming mode of ESP8266. So this is so far clear. So now the second thing that we have to do, we have to take a wire from a reset pin of the ESP8266, connected to 1K resistor, because initially right, so this has to be high, right? So initially this has to be high, right? So in order to reset ESP8266, we have to make it from high to low, right? For that we will be using 1K resistor. So we'll connect 1K resistor and we'll directly connect it to 3.3 volts of the power regulator output, right? So now in order to reset, we have to connect one pin of the button will connect to the GND of the button, another is going to connect to the 1K reset, and it's going to be exactly near the joining point, right, where both are joining this power supply and resistor, right? So you're supplying 3.3 volts, it goes to resistor and goes to ESP8266. So in order to reset, you press the button. So when you press the button, right, all the power that you are sending here is going to be grounded, so this making this pin 0, right? Then when you reset, so it's going to take the commands more efficiently and more frequently. And now the first thing that we have to do is, in order because we are not sure about the configuration, we are not sure about the flash of your device, so we are going to configure the flash. And these settings are very important, right? I repeat, because the crystal frequency of ESP8266 is 26 megahertz. We are going to select the SPI speed 26.7 megahertz, and we are going to select the flash size as 8 bits, and D out here we are going to select SPI mode as D out, and remaining things remain, nothing else has to be checked and changed, right? And now we are going to select these files, right? So these are the files here. I'll send you the screenshot also, and then using the same address 0xfe000, right? So it is basically 0x, so let me change it, 0xfe000, 0xfc000, 0x100, and 0x0. So this is going to flash your ESP8266 to the default settings. And to flash, what you got to do, make sure each and everything is connected, GPI 0 is grounded, and Arduino is bypassed. So now select the COM port, select the baud rate 115200, and then start. Now you can see that connection is not getting through. Disconnect and connect, right? So while you disconnect and connect back, right, and then you hit the start button, it is not going to work unless you hit the reset button. The moment you hit the reset button, you will see that it will start working, but you'll have to also make sure that GPIO 0 is connected to ground. So now I'll hit the reset button. Okay, so now you can see after hitting the reset button, the the MAC address has come, right? Its MAC address is right here. Okay, so now I will check all of them. So all of them are checked, right? So make sure they are all checked before you start the flash process. Now I'll click on start. All right, now click the reset button and you will see the process getting started, right? So now you can see the process has started. It is going to take a while because I don't want to elongate the video. I'll pause and come back once it is done, but you can clearly see the flash process started. Okay, now you can see that the flash process has completed successfully. Now what I'll do, I'll disconnect my Arduino USB. I'll unplug the USB and disconnect the GPIO 0 pin, right? So after disconnecting the GPIO 0 pin, I'll plug it back, right? And I'll go and test for 80 commands. So now I'll immediately go and test 80 commands, only disconnect the GPIO 0. And now I'll say 80, I'm getting OK. 80 plus RST, I'm getting OK. 80 plus GMR, I am getting OK. And I will say 80 plus CW mode is equivalent to 1, right? And I'll say 80 plus CW mode is equivalent to 1 and 80 plus CW JAP, right? Now, okay, 80 plus CW JAP, 80 plus CW mode is equivalent to, let me say 3, and 80 plus CW JAP, okay, CW lap, not JAP. So I'll say 80 plus CW lab, and now I'll get the available network devices. Now you can see in case only one is available. So now the first part of the debugging is complete, right? So now then when debugging is complete, I have noted down here, I'll create a file for you, right? And now you can see the file, right? Step 1.1, when the flash is complete, right? So after completing the flash, right? So unplug and disconnect, right? So I'll just have to show you the complete picture in here of the flash being completed. So you may say, sir, it's incomplete. Why are you showing the complete screenshot, right? So I'll show you the complete screenshot in here, right? Or maybe I may have to just cut it short. Okay, fine. So now the flash is done. Alright, so I'll keep it like this, and then unplug and test for 80 commands. So now this is step 1 and 1.1 complete. So now let's go to step number 2. So step number 2 is check configuration. Check the configurations. Now see the configurations we have used here. Alright, step number 2 is check the configurations. I'll go to my board, tools, and I'll go to boards manager in case if I have not downloaded the board, right? What I got to do is to download the board first, so right, because you are directly writing to ESP8266, right? So downloading and an active board is a prerequisite right here, right? I know that majority of you, if not all of you, have already installed it, but yeah, it's still a prerequisite for you guys, right? So let it come first. Okay, now search for ESP8266 in the boards manager, and now if it's already installed, again, so it's already installed, then it's okay. Now when it's installed, right, so I'll write it down here, right? So I'll say 1, make sure ESP8266 board is installed. Number 2, make sure the configuration matches as that of, or you can say make sure the configuration matches the figure. So I'll share the figure of configuration. So now I'll go to tools, and now you can see that the board is generic. So first I'll select it. In case if it's not selected, I'll select the board from here, generic 8266 module, and upload speed has to be 115200, frequency has to be 80 megahertz. So now I'll see that because it's not that frequency, all right, it's crystal frequency, all right, so it's nothing here. So frequency will keep to 80 megahertz, and crystal frequency is 26 megahertz, and this is most important. Flash size is 512K, no SPIFFS. I repeat, flash size is 512K, no SPIFFS, and flash mode is D out. Flash frequency is 40 megahertz. Reset method is CK. All right. Debug port is disabled, and every single thing is right here. So right, so these are the major things that you need to check and make sure that your configuration matches this configuration that I will be sharing with you guys right here. Not all, but only the important things we have to take care of. All right. So now this part is also done. So let's say we have 90% almost done. So now we are 90% done right here. So now then the configuration also matches. Oh my god, look where I go. I have reached somewhere I should not have. Fine. So let me quickly show you now. All right. So now then the configuration is done. So I will immediately go to step 3, serial test. All right. So step 3 is serial test. Number 1 is going to be go to, or we can say write the following code and test the serial output. All right. So now what we got to do is because I have copied all the code that we have written yesterday to Notepad, so I'll take it. So now I'll copy. I don't need to start any web server, so I'll not start the web server right here. No username and password, so I'll simply go with void setup, and I'll go with void loop. Right. So these are only 2 parameters that I will go with, and inside void setup I'll say serial dot begin 115200. So I'm going to begin serial communication at 115200, and then I will say inside loop I will say if serial dot is available. All right. So I'll say if serial is available, all right, or not is available. So I'll say if serial is available, serial, or I can say char c is equal to serial dot read string. So I'll say serial dot read string, or I can say string c is equal to serial dot read string and serial dot print c. So that's it. Right. So I'm going to start my serial. So I'll say serial dot begin 115200, and if it is done, right, so I'll say whenever serial dot is available or is greater than 0, right, so I want to see my serial communication, whether I am able to get or print using the serial communication. Now connect back your GPIO 0. Right. So now connect back GPIO 0 and start uploading it. Right. So I'll say, so I'll first say what I got to do is maybe cut and paste. So the first step is going to be right, connect the GPIO 0 to GND again, right, and then write the following code. Right, so now the upload process has started. So I will click the reset button so that I start uploading it. Right, so GPIO 0 will be connected to ground, and I will hit the reset button, and the upload process has started. Now you can see as soon as I hit the reset button, upload process started. So I'll pause till the upload completes. All right, now you can see the upload process is done. Right, after the upload process is done, disconnect the USB and connect the USB cable again, and disconnect. While connect when you disconnect the USB cable, disconnect also, or as soon as you unplug the USB cable, disconnect GPIO 0, and then after disconnecting GPIO 0, connect the USB cable back and test for serial communication. I'll say hello. Right, so I am getting hello. I'll say hi. I am getting hi. Right, and now this is, now your serial communication is working. Right, so now after your serial communication is working, absolutely fine. So I'll write it down here. Write the following code. Right, so now write the following code. Right, so I will say 1 is 2 times. So I'll say 1.2 1.2 after upload is done, right, disconnect the G, or disconnect, I'll say unplug the USB cable and disconnect the GPIO 0 pin, right? 1.3 test for serial communication, right? So I'll say plug back and test for serial communication. Now how do you test for serial communication? As I said, serial communication is exactly the same which we did just now. So now we have debugged so far that we have come to know that serial communication is working absolutely fine. Alright, didn't we see that the serial communication is working absolutely fine? You can see it here. Alright, serial communication is working absolutely fine. Now we know that our communication with device is happening nicely. So the next step is going to be include the code that you have written, okay, only testing the Wi-Fi connectivity, right? So I am going to take all the code that I have written, or you know that in the previous lecture we know that the code, and I'll keep the code here also. All right, so now the code is here. I will go ahead, make sure of two things, that you're calling server.handle client. This is when the server accepts client request. In the loop, it's waiting for the client request. As soon as the request comes, the request is processed, okay? Now what are we doing here? This can be done with string as well. So raw string can be taken as anything. It can go directly to string as well, right? So it has no problem at all. So now we'll try uploading the code, right? After debugging, we'll try and uploading. And the main point is that we should be able to get connected with a Wi-Fi first. So let me start uploading. And to upload, what we have to do, so I will say now we have step 4, right? And step 4 is, right, uploading the final code. All right, so now we have to upload the final code. All right, so number 1, connect the GPIO 0, all right, to GND again, all right, and upload the code. So now I'll upload the code. So this is the code here. All right. So I made you understand what this code does in the previous video. In case you have jumped into this video directly, please go back to ESP video number 4. Right. So I'll hit upload and I'll connect my GPIO 0 back. And now you can see the upload process has started. Okay. Now I'll pause and let me hit the reset button first. So that you can see that the upload, you can see that the upload process has started. I'll press the pause button and come back. Now then, we are done uploading the code. You can see. I'll go back, unplug the device. All right. Disconnect the GPIO 0 pin, connect the device back, and wait for the device boot up. Right, and open the serial monitor. Right, and hit the reset button of ESP device so that we can see the device communication. All right, just a moment. I'll have to see because I haven't disconnected it yet. Yeah, so now code has been uploaded, IIIT, and I'll go back and see what the communication is. Okay, there is some communication problem. Just a moment, I'll see that. Okay, this is where the problem was. Even debugging videos can have error. Serial.begin 1000. I don't understand what is the serial.begin 1000. 115200 because I copied pasted it. So it was serial.begin 1000. So I'll upload it back. Right, connect the GPIO 0 back and upload it and come back and show you the test again. Alright, now the download process has started. We successfully uploaded the code, and I'll test back, go to the serial monitor, hit the reset button of ESP8266, and you can see coming. Please get connected. Why are you taking time to get connected? Okay, now we are connected. 192.168.137.19 is the address, so I'll type it in the URL and I go. Here I go immediately. Alright, so here I go, that everything has started working fine. Serial communication has started working fine. And now even if everything that you have done, right, is right and still it's not working or giving you some exception, right, so now you don't need to erase this. This is raw string. This itself means string, right? So you can directly call if everything that you have done has failed, right? So you can do this here. Keep this is equivalent to like this, right? And instead of constant char, you can type direct string. So I'll show you string main page. It's not a string array, so I'll say string main page is equivalent to right. So someone is calling. Just a moment. String main page. Who is calling me? I don't know. Some people are always bothering. Tajamul sir ko bhi yahi time, you know. Okay, string main page is equivalent to this, right? So you can even call string. So let me quickly upload this, connect the GPIO 0 back and upload it and show you that this process is, you'll have to follow this process only when you have done everything. Everything you have done is right and you think everything is right and nothing is working, and this is the end process, right, that you are going to do. Right, so this is not going to write directly to the memory. This is going to write to the flash memory. It's going to be a bit slow, but there's not going to be any lag. A bit slow, but not lag. It's going to be as fast. You are not going to basically feel the lag. But yeah, this is the end result, right? So if nothing works, and then this string thing may work. So now you can see resetting. I will just disconnect to my GPIO 0. And I'll go to my serial monitor, hit the reset button of ESP8266, and now see that now the connection has even begun, right? So but do not change this, right, raw string. So you have to take it because it reduces a lot of memory, right? So now string main page is equivalent to, and then a raw string 5 is equivalent to, and then you can write similarly, right? We have written it, right? So I'll be uploading this video now. So this is all, and tell me if it has worked. And now you know that you'll go to Arduino. Right, after this, what you have to do, go to Arduino, right, and the code is already shown yesterday, so I'll still show you client. So now this is your Arduino. What are you going to do? Connect Arduino to connect ESP2 and 3 of Arduino, right? Yeah, that means you have to connect the RX and TX, which is RX TX pin of the ESP to pin 2 of the Arduino, and RX pin of the ESP to pin 3 of the Arduino. Then ESP.begin, serial.begin, and set all the keys from 8 to 12 as output and initially low. And then if ESP is available, read the string, convert it to int, give it to LED pin, and toggle the pin, and similarly serial.write as well. So I'll share the code, and please try it out and make sure that first the configuration is right, and let me know if I can help you. Bye bye, take care.